Hey, welcome. So we're living in this wild new world where AI can spit out pretty much anything you ask for in a heartbeat. And that leaves us with a huge question. What skills do we as humans actually need to stand out and to lead? Well, today we're going to dive into the 5 core skills that are the answer. This quote right here just nails our new reality, doesn't it? When literally anyone can get a good enough answer from a machine, the real value shifts completely. It's not about what you know anymore. It's about how you use what you know. Your judgment, that is your new superpower. All right, so here's our game plan. First, we'll get real about our new AI reality. Then we'll break down those 5 essential human skills. After that, I'll show you how to supercharge them with some fun, gameful practice. And finally, we'll pull it all together to see what gives us the ultimate human advantage. Okay, so let's face it. We are swimming in a sea of AI-generated content that's, well, it's fine. It's good enough. But that flood of mediocrity actually creates a massive opportunity. Because now, more than ever, the ability to tell the difference between good enough and truly great is what separates someone who just follows along from someone who actually leads. So, the big question is, how do we build that critical judgment? It really comes down to these 5 interconnected skills: taste, extreme agency, learning velocity, intent horizon, and interruptibility. Now, don't think of these as a random list. They're a system, a strategic core designed to future-proof your mind. So let's jump into the first one. First step is taste. And look, this isn't about being picky or having fancy preferences. It's about being sharp. Taste is the skill of cutting through all the noise to find that one single thing. Maybe it's an image, a statistic, a perfect example that makes people stop, lean in, and actually care about what you're saying. This story about a student named May is a perfect example of taste in action. She's giving a campus tour, and instead of just rattling off a list of buildings and programs, she makes one simple promise that hits on a real fear for parents and new students. Right away, that one sentence acts like a filter. It saves everyone time and makes her tour instantly more valuable. That's taste. So how do you practice this? Try playing the one breath promise game. It's simple. You make a claim, say it in one breath, and see if your partner can remember it 5 seconds later. This game is awesome because you find out right away what sticks in someone's brain and what just vanishes. It turns this abstract idea of taste into a skill you can actually practice and get better at. Okay, skill number 2, extreme agency. You know, an AI can follow instructions perfectly, but it can't decide what to do in the first place. That's on us. Agency is that habit of moving first, of shaping the goal yourself and taking full ownership of the outcome without waiting for someone to give you permission. Check out this story about Arun. He had a presentation to give. He could have just made some slides, but instead he took agency. He brought in banana leaves and got the whole class to try eating with their hands. He didn't just do the assignment. He redefined the goal to be about a shared experience, creating a lesson that nobody in that room will ever forget. That is leadership. A great way to build this muscle is with a game like the topic option. Instead of just assigning topics, students have to bid for them using their ideas. The strongest pitch wins the right to lead the project. See what that does? It forces everyone to start thinking about direction and leadership from the very beginning. You're practicing how to take that crucial first step. Our third skill is learning velocity. And let's be super clear. This has nothing to do with talking faster. It's about thinking faster. It's about being able to make quick, smart decisions under pressure about what parts of your idea to keep, what to cut, and how to reshape it on the fly. Marco's story here is just brilliant. He learned this one simple trick. Put a powerful image in someone's mind before you give them the data. Imagine 20 crowded buses. You can see it, right? So when he follows up with the number about wasted study time, it actually lands with real impact. That quick adjustment, that's learning velocity. To build this skill, you've got to try the compression ladder drill. This is more than just editing. It's a high-speed game against the clock. It trains your brain to find the absolute core of your message and protect it while surgically removing all the fluff. You learn what ideas truly survive when the pressure is on. All right, next up, intent horizon. This is all about the long view, your why. AI is fantastic with short-term tasks and tactics, but it can't hold on to a big picture vision. Only a human can carry a consistent why that guides all the small daily choices over weeks, months, or even years. The vision, that's your job. Lila's story shows you exactly why this is so critical. She had a long-term goal to lead a big event, but she didn't just wish for it. She broke it down into specific skills she practiced every single week. So when disaster struck at the event, and let's be real, it always does, her practice habits kicked in. The tech failed, but her preparation didn't. You can put this into practice with the milestone states exercise. This is how you turn a vague dream into a real-world operating plan. You set clear, testable goals, like by week 4, my friends will be able to quote my opening line. It basically gamifies your ambition and gives you a clear path to follow that can actually survive the chaos of real life. And that brings us to our 5th and final skill, interruptibility. This is all about grace under pressure. It's your ability to stay cool, calm, and collected when things go sideways, all while keeping your core message alive. It's a quiet kind of confidence that builds a huge amount of trust with your audience. Yuki's presentation is a total masterclass in this. Get this. She gets challenged by the audience, her time gets cut in half, and the wrong slide pops up. 3 disasters. But she handled every single jolt with this incredible calm. And you know what? The audience remembered her poise just as much as her point. That kind of grace is unforgettable. And here's the cool part. You can practice this. There's a simple, repeatable pattern called the 3-beat pivot. First, you recap your main point to ground everyone. Second, you acknowledge whatever just happened. And third, you pivot just one little thing, the order, the example, or your tone. It's a simple structure that lets you handle any interruption like a pro. So with these 5 skills, now how do we get better at them? Faster. This is where gainful practice comes in. And believe it or not, where we can use AI in a really smart way. We're not talking about using it as a crutch to do the work for us. No way. We're using it as our ultimate sparring partner, a tool to throw challenges at us and help us get our practice reps in. And the mindset shift here is absolutely crucial. The wrong way to use AI is to let it be the decider. That just makes you passive and replaces your judgment. The right way is to use it as an assistant, something that gives you options, simulates tough audiences, and challenges you to sharpen your own judgment. You always have to be the one to make the final call. And this all brings us to the most important point of all. These 5 skills, they aren't a buffet where you can just pick and choose your favorites. They are a single interlocking system. Each skill makes the others stronger. And together, they create a leader who is resilient, compelling, and ready for anything. Let's just look at how they all connect. When you have good taste, your message is tight, which gives your learning velocity less junk to sift through. Taking agency creates real opportunities to practice your interruptibility. And when you are interrupted, you find out which of your sentences, the test of your taste, can actually survive the turbulence. You see? They all work together. So in the end, it really all boils down to this. The machines, they're fast. They can give us incredible speed, but they can't give us direction. That's our job. They can execute the plan, but you decide on the destination. So the only real question left is, where will you lead